Okay, hello, my name is Kathryn Woolsey, and I'm going to be doing the video blog on blockchain. Our first question that we were asked was basically just exactly what our experience has been in the past with Bitcoin. Lately, a lot of my experience has been through my dad, as well as the debate between my uncle and my brother. A lot of times what I've learned about it has been through my family. We've definitely been a topic of conversation for the past, I want to say 2 years. We've been discussing it. My uncle got really into it, and he just sparked a lot of curiosity in my older brother, who has been researching it and reading books about it, and he loves to talk to me about it. So that's been mainly my experience with Bitcoin. So it's not exactly a new concept for me, but definitely something new that I've been looking into because I just changed my major to information systems, and I do think that with where information systems going, there's a lot of potential for what basically we can learn throughout this major with blockchain. And so I definitely am looking into it a lot more lately. Another question y'all asked is, have we ever purchased it before? I personally have not purchased it, but my dad purchased Bitcoin as well as my brother has purchased Bitcoin, and I've been kind of watching and see how it goes for them. I personally believe that Bitcoin eventually is going to get bought out and slowly die out. I think that cryptocurrency is going to stay in the game, but I do think that Bitcoin in and of itself is probably going to start to phase eventually. The next question is, how do you see how blockchain will be applied in my major? Now, my major might be information systems, and I have a focus in business analytics, but I'm also doing pre-optometry, with kind of puts an added little twist in what I'm planning on doing with my future. I decided to be an information systems major because I do believe this is really important, and I think that it really does help with every single job that you're going to be in. Data and data analysis, data interpretation, and being able to use Excel and being able to utilize things like this, that's something that's really big. And being able to do it yourself, I think, will benefit me a ton whenever I'm pursuing my doctorate in optometry. I also see it being applied in kind of like, I looked up, talking about optometry, I did look up how it would kind of be used. And one thing that I looked into was that one thing is optometrists have a lot of suppliers because their equipment is glasses. And so I was thinking we could formulate some sort of contract with those suppliers with the smart contracts of blockchain. And I was also thinking we could probably code customers' medical information, and because it's something that we need to keep secret, and in order to use blockchain to keep it secure. Also, ophthalmologists rely routinely on web applets such as ASCRS IOL, which is a calculator to determine IOL power. But having a central server makes it vulnerable to cyber attacks and different modifications. So I was thinking that maybe these calculators could theoretically be done without the knowledge of its users, which I think is some way that blockchain could be applied in optometry, which I thought was really interesting when I was looking it up. And I was excited to see more what I can figure out in that area, especially being an information systems major while doing pre-optometry. I think gives me a big leg up in learning about this and hopefully progressing our society in the future. But then another thing I'll ask is, what did you learn from the interview that was something new? I looked into it, and I was looking at the stats, and lately I haven't been keeping up with everything that was going on, and I didn't realize how big it really had gotten lately. And maybe that's just because I should have been keeping up with it better. But definitely just looking into all the different types and looking into how global it's really gone, which I knew, but at the same time I didn't really understand how big the stats were. So I thought that was really interesting. And then looking at the last question, it says, in your opinion, where do you see blockchain going in 10 years? Now, I do think that blockchain will end up being faster and more accessible to daily use, and I see it being used widely in certain industries like banking for transaction verification. I think it'll be used in photography for protecting copyright, for an example. I do think it'll be used in auditing, and smart contracts I do think will become a really big thing in the future, especially in the medical field. So those are some of the things that I can see happening in the next 10 years. So I am excited to keep learning about it through information systems, as well as learning about what I can do with it through pursuing pre-optometry. And that's all.